How to understand your child care certificate. Families with a varied or a set schedule. As a provider, you will receive a certificate for child care services for each child that you will be providing care for. The certificate is needed so you can see what is the approved schedule, what is the start date of care, or any changes that can happen in regards to a pending termination and change of hours, a change into your reimbursement based on the maximum reimbursement amount, any changes that will happen to the family file that will affect child care need, you will receive a certificate for. So you will receive one certificate per child. This does not guarantee services. This is letting you know that the child care is being worked on with any changes. However, CDA sends a certificate to the provider as a courtesy. We cannot guarantee mail is delivered. The parent is ultimately always responsible for child care used. If you ever have a question in regards to the child care that is approved at this time, you're always welcome to contact your provider specialist. So we're going to review what a certificate looks like, and we're going to go ahead and set it up by section so we can touch each section independently. The top portion will reflect the parent's name, and this is a generic information certificate. It doesn't reflect a parent's name or child's information. So this is reflecting that Joan Smith is the parent and she is approved for care, and this will give the certificate effective date of January 1st, 2015. So in this case, this is a certificate letting you know that the family has, maybe this is a new family or there's a change, but that is reflecting effective January 1st. And it will list the provider information. So any certificates you do receive should only have your provider information listed here, and we'll tell you what type of provider type we have you listed under. If you feel there's a discrepancy in anything, please notify your provider specialist if there's a change in provider type, because that will reflect a difference to the reimbursement that we give you weekly. The type of action is the next section. It's very important to go ahead and review this section, notifying you if the check were here under start of service. That would mean that it's a whole new family. Mainly you'll get changes for this section here, which is a change in hours or days, the scheduled need, or the maximum reimbursement amount, which is original market rate ceiling based on the age category if there's a change in age group. If there is a pending termination, this mark will be left here under termination of service, and it's notifying you with a courtesy 2-week notice that the termination will stand and what date it will take effect. And also we do terminate services for delinquent family fees not paid to the provider. So we do give a termination for that as well. So please look at each section. This is a very important section, notifying you of either if it's a change, a new start of service, or it's a pending termination. If you do receive a pending termination certificate, please go ahead and expect, if the care can continue, you will receive a change as well, and it would be listed under other. It most clearly will specify that child care can continue after that pending termination service date. This is an example of what you would see for a family that has a varied schedule. So the next section will reflect the children approved for care, which would be the child's information, and it will list what hours of care that child can be using between the Sunday through Saturday week, which is what we consider a child care week. In this case, we're using the example of a varied schedule. It's very important that you review the approved schedule, which is a certified need. If this box is checked marked, that means the parent is a variable child care schedule. They have a varied schedule. So in this case, you will see this section here listed a little bit differently than what you may have been accustomed to. It's very specific based on what are the maximum amount of days, what days really can the parent use, within what time frame the parent can use. So you have to look at all of the factors to determine when the parent can really use care. If they use care outside of their certified need, then the parent will be responsible for any difference that CDA is unable to reimburse. So in this case, each child will have their own certificate. This is Johnny Smith's certificate. It will list the child's school. It's very important that you as a provider review the school that the child is attached to, as well as the district or track. If you do see a discrepancy with the school or the track, please have the parent contact their child care eligibility specialist, as this will interfere or it will miscalculate fees if there's a discrepancy with the school calendar. So that's very important that you match the child's name with the school that they attend and also their district. In this case, with the varied schedule, we're notifying you, the provider, that the child in this case is approved both a vacation and a school schedule. Under a vacation schedule, it will show you when the child is not attending school, which would be their off-break season or a holiday, as well as a sick day. Since they are approved vacation schedule, if the child is sick today and did not attend school, this would be the maximum amount of hours in the day or the week. As a reminder, it's Sunday through Saturday care. So the example here is Johnny, which is the child, is approved a maximum of 5 days in a week, which is Sunday through Saturday, with the maximum of only 45 hours in the week. So Johnny can use a maximum of 5 days within Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So the parent is actually able to use any day out of the week. If the parent were only able to be approved for Monday through Friday care, then the specialist would only list Monday through Friday, and you would not see Saturday and Sunday. So in this case, it's based on this vacation's varied schedule. It's notifying me that Johnny can use a maximum of 5 days, whether it's Wednesday through Sunday. It could be Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It could be really 1 day. It could be 2 days. It's a maximum of 5 days altogether, with a maximum up to 45 hours a week within Monday through Sunday, which is any day out of the week, and it has a restriction of time. So you also need to look at that factor. Although the family seems to be able to use any day, Monday through Sunday, they have a restriction between the schedule of any time 4:30 a.m. through 9:30 p.m. So if the parent would need any service or any child care before 4:30 a.m. and you do provide care, CDA is unable to reimburse any care before 4:30 a.m. and past 9:30 p.m. So this is very important that both the parent and the provider understand how to read this rule. Now the school schedule will also reflect the same information, the maximum of 5 days, maximum of 45 hours, and it will also give you a distinction of the school schedule for the child. So in this case, it's showing me the same time, 4:30 a.m. is going to match what this vacation schedule is reflecting, but it's going to give me the listed school time of when the child should be attending school, or the school's bell schedule, which will match this school, Casillas Elementary. It would show me that the bell schedule will show that this child or grade, the bell rings at 7:45. So this means if the child attends school and the school information is accurate, we expect the child to be logged out at 7:45 roughly, but to the minute we would say 7:42, 7:40, depending on when the provider takes the child to school. Now, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is a normal day, 2:15 is the bell schedule, and the 9:30 p.m. will reflect the same as your vacation. So that should always be the same. Now, Friday is showing me that there's an early release, and this should match the school bell schedule for Casillas Elementary. This is why you as a provider should always double check. If you find there is a discrepancy with this school release time, where maybe Wednesday should have been the early release, then have the parent contact their child care eligibility specialist to update that information, because there will be a discrepancy to your reimbursement. Saturday and Sunday will be an open schedule, as stated above. Parent can use any day, Monday through Sunday, except there's only a maximum of 5 days. If 5 days are used and the parent is requesting the 6th day without authorization from the specialist, we are unable to reimburse. So please have the parent contact the specialist. The second example is an example of a set schedule. If you find the child has a set schedule, you will not see this box checked off. It will be open box, and it's going to reflect only this section here in the bottom will be a difference, which is your set schedule, and it's going to preset the times within the day that is that the parent is authorized to use care. So this is a very simple visual that the family is approved Monday through Thursday set schedule, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So to recap, if it's a vacation only schedule, which is here, this may be for a child that is not school age, or that attends the provider only during vacation time. So we do have some families that choose to have one provider for before and after school and one provider for vacation or holiday schedule. That's very common for school-age children. So each provider will receive their own certificate. Example here as well, school schedule. If the child attends only before and after school and has that secondary vacation only provider, each provider will receive their own certificate that will reflect the child's name, the provider's name, and what schedule that child is approved for during that time. The next section is a maximum reimbursement amount, which is a regional market rate ceiling based on the child's age. Possibly this child is 5 years old because it's a school age child. We're letting you know that based on a 2 to 5 age category, based on a part-time weekly and a full-time weekly, we're giving you the maximum reimbursement amount. This amount may not match to what you currently charge based on your rate sheet. Let's say, for example, you as a part-time weekly, you only charge your families $120. In this case, we're notifying you what the regional market rate ceiling, however, you would charge based on your rate sheet, which would reflect $120. So you would receive the lesser amount. And the next section is the family fee. This family fee will come up on your certificate, and it would also match your notice of action. So it's going to give you, it will also match your attendance record. It will give you both the part-time and the full-time family fees that are assessed if the family has family fees to pay for the month. Remember, on your attendance record, if it's under 130 hours, you only see the part-time fees on your attendance record, and if the family uses more than 130 hours, you will only see the full-time fees on the attendance record. It will give you the effective date. So always keep your certificates based on chronological order to keep track of any changes with schedules, any changes with family fees, and also any changes to your reimbursement based on the regional market rate. So that's the end of an example of a certificate. If you have any questions regarding how to read it, please contact your provider specialist.